Good morning. This is Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. It's your responsibility to do your own due diligence and do what's right for your account. We start out every day the same way with our word of the day, and we end with our quote of the day. Our word of the day is zonk. Zonk is a fall or cause to fall suddenly and heavily asleep or lose consciousness. Hit or a strike, and it is a verb. So that is our word of the day. We're now going to move on. So this is our pension plan. Goes up when the market goes up. When the market goes down, it stays flat. And when the market returns to up, it goes up. And then it stays flat when the market goes down. This would have saved a lot of people a lot of headache in 2008 when the market went down 54%. Their 401ks became 201ks, and it beats index investing by about 5%, 12.58 on average to 7.57%. So that is the story there. Now we're going to go look at what our crypto is currently doing. We're just going to pause for a second. So here is Bitcoin. It's not really showing the chart for some reason, but it was right around 108 yesterday, so it has popped up quite a bit. Here we go. Here's a better look at the chart. See if it'll come up with a 1 day. So it had been going above 109, pulled back. It came all the one up to 109,500, pulled back again, and now it is now trending higher. Said to keep a watch out for Ethereum. Ethereum has been trending pretty strong as well. And Ethereum, as you can see, came up here, pulled back a little bit, came back strong, and it just keeps trending. So that is how the crypto world is kind of looking now. So we are back at the S&P 500 heat map here. We got a little bounce. So Google, Meta are bouncing back. NVIDIA, Broadcom, the finance mixed in the financial sector, kind of mixed all over the place after that. So we're going to take a closer look once we get to the indexes. So that is the story there. Now I'm going to go move over to our charts. Here we go. Boeing was up pretty big today. I'm just going to move my video here out of the way. Definitely shot up into the profit zone. Had a double bottom here. Cleared the double bottom into the pivot zone. And pulled back a little bit. Got close under the 20-day moving average. And then bounced back right over here. And it is taken off. So that is a big mover today. First, we're going to show where the big money is flowing. Ascendis Pharmaceuticals, Danish biopharmaceutical company, is up 5.6%. It was down big yesterday and is just is big up today. So that is where that is situated. Another biotech, Axum Therapeutics, is up today. Bloom Energy has been trending, kind of gapped up here, sold off, pulled back to the 10, got up to the 10-day again, took off here, had some blue bars, and it is getting close to the pivot zone here. We looked at Boeing, CG Oncology, got a big move today, up 5.59%. It's still kind of in the base. It would need to clear, I would think 2816 would be a breakout area in here. Still below the 200-day line. That is one of the concerning things on that chart. CRDO Tech, up a little over 3% today. Getting close to that $100 target. Right around 86.70 would have been buy opportunity, where it kind of took off right over here, pulled back again below the 10-day, and it is taking off again today. CRISPR, which was on our list yesterday, continues moving, shoots right through the pivot zone. Got some pretty good volume yesterday and today. First Majestic Silver. It's kind of moving up and down in this buy zone here. Futu, we talked about Futu yesterday. Took off, and now it shoots right through the profit zone. So if you're in that, you might want to take some profits while you got the opportunity. Magnite, up 1.15%. Scholar Rock, which had been a big IPO gainer in the past, is up about close to 10% today. So that is a look at where the big money is moving. Now I'm going to take a look at our indexes. This has been our leading index. ITA is up again today, up 1.14%. Financials, pretty flat for the day. Same with KWB, our other financial stock ETF tracker. Energy pulls back to the 200-day moving average. Utilities bouncing off of the 50-day moving average, up 0.71%. Real estate drifting lower. Biotech is really taken off today, up 3.48%. The other biotech up as well. Have up 0.43% in the infrastructure area. Software, pretty not doing too much in software today. Technology is up 0.23%. Semiconductors are bouncing back, with NVIDIA and Broadcom leading the way. Micron had taken off yesterday. It's pulling back a little bit today. Jets, our airline, selling off a little bit today, down 0.29%. Out of the office, leisure activity up 0.50%. Industrials up 0.59%. Healthcare pretty flat for the day. Consumer discretionary staples. Wow, look at that big move down 1.02%. Building materials is continuing to trend higher. Metals and mining bouncing off of the 10-day line here, up 0.15%. Home builders cleared like a slight pullback here, up 1.87% today. And uranium pulling back here. So we're going to go over to the news, see what companies are trending today. So the Bank of Japan board member Yumiko Koide said she was keeping a close eye out on a possible second round effects of underlying inflation from recent rises in price of rice. Bloomberg News reported President Trump decided to delay the implementation of his so-called reciprocal tariffs to August 1st after advisors, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, told him he could get trade deals with more time, according to people familiar with the matter. CRSP Sushi, this was a big trender, I believe, about a year ago. Q3 adjusted EPS 5 cents versus estimate of a 1 cent loss. Tried to move higher earlier and then sold off. PVH downgraded to hold from buy at TD Cowen and cut target to $74 from 98. Onto energy, industrial, and materials. AES Corporation is mulling its options that include a sale amid potential takeover interest from private equity and infrastructure investment companies, Bloomberg reported last night. And they gap up big time, up 16.89%. On to Bloom Energy, which we looked at a little bit earlier. Big gap up and move higher. Was upgraded to overweight for neutral at JP Morgan after fuel cells unexpectedly qualified for clean electricity investment credits as part of the new tax bill. U.S. copper prices soared. I haven't looked at copper for a while. Yeah, they soared yesterday to a new all-time high after President Trump said Washington will slap imports of the metal with a 50% tariff. So that is the story there. Let's look at tech. Tech is actually down on that news. Silgan Holdings, Ball Corporation, OI Glass, and Grief were all downgraded to neutral from buy at Bank of America in the packaging sector. Take a look at Ball is just down to its 10-day, bouncing back. OI Glass does the same, falls below the 10-day and comes right back to it. And Grief pulls back to the 10-day moving average. It had been trending down the last few days. Venture Global said it will supply an additional 0.75 million tons per annum of liquefied natural gas to Germany-based Securing Energy for Europe, the two companies said on Wednesday. And Venture Global is moving up 3.55%. Looked like it was a recent IPO. Be something to continue to keep your eye on. On to healthcare. Cogent Biosciences offered to sell 150 million in common stock. You would think that would trend the other way, but it doesn't. It's up 7.36% on that news. Illumina was downgraded to sell from neutral at Citicorp and cut target to $80. They didn't fall too much, down 3% on that news. Merck confirms a Financial Times report overnight by acquiring Verona Pharma, expanding its portfolio to include Ohtuvayre and Ensifentrine in a $10 billion deal, as Merck is to pay $107 per ADS in a deal that is expected to close in Q4. Take a look at Verona. Merck is up on that news, 3.15%, and Verona is up over 20% as it clears $100. RX site shares plunged over 30% after it guides Q2 revenues 33.6 million versus 39.8. This is a penny stock now, and it is a big ouch. Thermo Scientific was downgraded to neutral from buy at UBS with a view that confluence of headwinds could pressure life sciences R&D. So that is down 2.46%. We got a lot of downgrades today. Technology, media, and telecom. Air Systems. We haven't looked at this for a little while. It is gapping down. EPS was 1 cent loss versus estimate 2 cent loss. On to Microsoft. Microsoft upgraded to outperform from Perform at Oppenheimer with a $600 price target. That's $100 from here. Mobileye announced the commencement of an underwritten secondary public offering of 45 million shares of Mobileye's Class A common stock. Initially moved up and then has sold off 5.69%. Penguin Solutions is moving today. Q3 adjusted EPS 47 cents versus estimate 32 cents. It's just touched the pivot zone or the buy zone and pulled back a little bit, not too much. It is up 6.28% today. Earnings are supposed to be up 45% this year and another 15% next year. On to WPP Group. Shares fall after guidance saying it now expects its full-year net sales measurement, organic revenue, less pass-through costs to fall 3 to 5%. So that is our news of the day. I'm going to go on and let's take a look at the big cap tech stocks first. NVIDIA becomes a $4 trillion company as it clears out of the base here. Here's Broadcom up as well, up 2.23%. Amazon holding steady in the pivot zone. Apple is falling to its 10-day moving average. Google up slightly at 1.76, 1.8%. Meta up 1.82% today. Netflix up slightly. Tesla falls again, down 1.12%. Microsoft, we looked at earlier in the news, has that $600 price target. And I can't think of if I've missed anything. Now, take a look what we're currently doing. We have the double Meta. We didn't have enough funds to buy the stock, so we bought the double Meta ETF. Oh, not Microsoft. MicroStrategy trending up slightly with the move in Bitcoin. Palantir is up close to 1%. GEV strikes the profit zone. Toast, we said it was volatile. It was up big 2 days ago, down big yesterday, and up big again today, up 3%. Rigetti Computing kind of just holding in there. We'll see if it can clear this area right here. That would be a breakout at that point. WGS pops up again. So this is really looking quite a lot like high tide flag. I know it doesn't fit all the requirements. That sure looks like a flag to me. And app gets above the confluence of these three trend lines here. Whether it's an ascending triangle or not, time will tell. So that's a look at our stocks for the day, and we will close with our quote of the day. Our share function wants to fight a little bit with us. I'm just looking for, here we go. Not sure why this is paused. But we will just read the quote of the day. Quote of the day from Alexander Elder. The goal of a successful trader is to make the best trades. Money is secondary. Well, that's our show for today. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. Thanks for joining in. Hope you go out and make a great day of it. Try to inspire others with your actions, and we will be back here tomorrow. Have a great day.